Over 25 million people have taken a home DNA test in the past decade, tracing the roots of their family tree to see what they have in common with their ancestors.
Yeah, we're joined now by geneticist Chury King, who is an expert on the BBC show DNA Family Secrets. It is lovely to see you, Dr. King.
Lovely to see you.
Before we get to the show, though, let's talk about Richard III, because it's coming up to an anniversary, isn't it? The moment that you found him.
It is. It's 10 years this year, and as you can imagine, complete dream project for a geneticist like me. Super exciting and amazing, because when the project started, I mean, I had this email back in June 2011 saying we're going to be looking for the remains of somebody quite famous who's buried in downtown Leicester, but I can't tell you who it is, and don't worry, we're never going to find him. And I wrote back going, is this Richard III?
You had an inkling.
Car park as well.
And the car park as well. I mean, so the precise location of where Richard's grave had been lost, but we knew that he was buried in the choir of the Church of the Greyfriars, and we knew that that was going to be in this particular area for these two car parks.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously it was this hugely amazing project. I'm incredibly lucky to have been part of it. It was really, really exciting.
Legacy stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. So, I mean, and it was one of these things that, like, obviously we had to keep it really, really quiet whilst we were doing it. And I've got this, like, so one of the things that happened was my parents are back in Canada, where I'm from. And they obviously wanted to know what the results were. But getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning, because we were doing this live press conference, and if they wanted to watch it, my dad would have to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to be able to watch this thing. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to be right at the very end of the segment, which would mean he'd have to wait up for, ages to see this. So I said to him, look, you know that pearl necklace that you got me for my birthday? I'm going to wear that. So if you turn on the TV and you see me on the panel...
What you're wearing here, you see it, it means that it is Richard III. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I can't believe your dad didn't just stay up half an hour for an amazing moment.
I know.
He had work the next day. But it was a nice little code that I could tell him, if I'm wearing that, it's him.
It was.
I mean, a fab story. Gorgeous necklace as well. But tomorrow, the next episode of DNA Family Secrets is on. It's the second series. I mean, tell us, how did you get involved in it all?
Well, so my PhD was actually on the link between surnames and DNA. So the question was, is everybody with the same surname, are they all related? And you can test that through DNA. So it's genetic genealogy. And so I was doing this over 2 decades ago. And I got this phone call, would you like to be involved in this television series? Like, oh my goodness, yes, I would love to. I've been doing this for decades. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I get to be part of it.
There are some incredible moments on the show. And just to give you an idea, just tomorrow night, there's a moment where you help someone find their biological father. Have a look at this.
We know that they had 3 sons, Alan, Gerald, and Richard. So we know Alan did not do any sperm donation. We know that from the DNA analysis that Richard is your uncle. So that leads us to Lily and Harry's middle son, Gerald Ridyard. I strongly believe he is your biological father.
Really? Oh my goodness.
It's so emotional at times.
So emotional.
And it's fascinating in that Mel there, her father was actually a sperm donor, and then you work it out and then she gets the news like she did. It's just remarkable, isn't it?
I mean, there's a big team on this thing, and I can tell you it's so incredibly emotional just to film. They're in tears, we're often in tears, because it's often people coming to us with really kind of life-changing questions, something about who they are. And you can see when I'm talking to Mel there, it's really emotional, and you can see that her whole kind of sense of who she is shifting.
Changes in front of your eyes.
Feel that.
I mean, it must be interesting, because we've heard as well that the law might be changing, that sperm and egg donors, well, they obviously wanted to be anonymous, but this could change because secrets are coming out like this.
Absolutely. I mean, it's something which, with Mel's case, we were actually really lucky. It depends on who's on the databases. With Mel's case, her cousin was on there and her dad's cousin was on there. And that allowed us to kind of triangulate these trees, and she's descended from this family. It must be one of these 3 brothers. And it's so easy to find people these days. So this idea of people having donated sperm, and if you donated sperm prior to 2005, it was on the idea that you would be anonymous. That's not happening anymore. You can be found.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, and it can have real impacts on people's lives, because, I mean, I've had people contact me saying, I donated sperm, I haven't told my family, and I've been found. And
Huge impact, yeah,
the impact on people's lives is massive, not just for those who are donor conceived, but the donors.
The DNA is fascinating. The show's absolutely brilliant. We'll see you with Stacey Dooley. It's tomorrow night. DNA Family Secrets, 9 p.m. And of course, you can see it in the iPlayer as well. Thank you so much for coming to see us today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.